Today I want to teach you how to create a 3D floor plan like the one that you're seeing right now. In the video I'm going to show you 3 different ways that we can create a floor plan, and then my favorite way, which is option number 3. So if you want to jump straight to that one, check the timestamp. That one we are going to use a slicer material and then combine that with the RaySwitch material to get this effect. Okay, now that we're in Max, this is the room that will create a floor plan render. So we'll need to stick a camera straight down, and then if we access the camera, there is our roof. So option number 1 is very simple. What we can do is just simply hide the actual roof, and then when we click render, we'll just need to tweak the simple exposure settings, making sure that obviously it's not over bright. Now the downfall of using this method is that it is very bright. Yes, you can control simple exposure and try to get it as neat as possible, take it into Photoshop. The thing is that light is coming in from every direction because there is literally no roof. So that's the downside. Your lighting is not going to be accurate. So I would avoid using this method. You can see the light is just shining everywhere. Option number 2 is, so let's unhide the ceiling. Option number 2 is if we grab our camera, we can go into the camera clipping. So if I enable that, that is basically as accurate as it can be. So remember, the camera clipping is allowing us to see through a certain portion of the actual room. Now this is more accurate. You can see the light coming through there. You can see the light shining in the bathrooms from all these lights over here. This is definitely a lot more accurate. And then my third option is my favorite one. That is the one I'm going to show you now. That's using the slicer material. And then we're going to combine it with the RaySwitch material. Now this one is my personal favorite because it gives me a lot more control, and you can do a lot more with it, which I'm obviously going to show you in a bit. So let's stop that render. What we're going to do is untick the camera clipping, go to perspective mode. So the first thing we need to do is literally just grab a box. Now the box is going to act like our slicer. So wherever you position it, it's actually going to slice right through that object. So the next thing that we need to do is let's go into the material editor, and what we need to choose is the Corona slicer material. So click and drag, and there it is right there. Make sure you attach the slice material to the actual box that you created. Now it doesn't have to be a box, it can literally be any shape that you want. Really, it's up to you. So now what I'm going to do is let's shoot up another render quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this box, and I'm literally going to actually just put it in any direction that I want. Let's go into perspective mode and have a look. Now remember what I said, whatever the box actually touches, it's actually going to slice through. So if I drag right over there, let's zoom in nicely, you can see that I'm actually slicing right through any object that I want. Now this is why I prefer the slice material, because you can get some really awesome results, especially if you're an architectural student and you want to create some really great section renders. This is definitely the tool you want to use. So if we drag it all the way across, have a look at that. Very easy, very fast. We have a great floor plan render already, and it's easily customizable because all I need to do is just drag that box wherever I want. So there's a couple of things that we need to obviously just have a look at. Number 1 is we see that it's got this color wherever the walls are intersecting. That is easily changed by changing the actual color, not the material, the color of the box. So here's the box that I created right over there. So just change this to any color you want. For example, if you do want it to be red, you obviously can change it to red, and guess what? Everything will then turn red. If that is not what you want, again, very simple to change. Let's go back into our material editor. Right there, override cap material. So what you can do, again, got a couple of options. The first one is cap slice geometry. If I untick that, you're going to see that it's actually hollow. So if I zoom in right over there, you'll actually see that it's actually a hollow object now. So if that is an option that you want, by all means use that. Next we have, if we activate this, the override cap material. If I untick override cap material, the sliced material will be whatever it's actually slicing through. So if it's slicing through a brick material, it's going to be brick. If it's slicing through a wood, it's going to be wood. And then lastly, what we can do, we can actually control the material if we really want. Let's grab a Corona physical material, click and drag. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to attach the material that I just created, and I'm going to put it straight into the slot right over there, instance it, make sure you click the override. And what I can do here now is I can add a material to it, or I can simply just change the color to a specific color that I actually want. So again, a lot more control. Now, if we go into our camera mode, this is what we got. It is almost identical to the first method we had, where we were simply just actually hiding the roof. And again, that's not what we want. And this is where the RaySwitch material comes into play. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to look for the RaySwitch material, which is that guy right there. Click and drag, let go. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to attach the Corona Slice material to the direct override slot. And remember, this is one step a lot of people forget to do. You have to now attach the Corona RaySwitch material to the box. So remember, we had it already with the slicer material. Now we need to add the RaySwitch material to the box. So click and drag right over there, let go, and now we have the same result as using the camera clipping method, but the best part is that it is much more customizable. Got a lot more options to do. So I'm just going to take away this material so it's not green anymore. And what I'm going to do over here is just untick override. So now let's have a look at the awesome angles we can get. So if I had to come over here, for example, and just slice it like this, you can see how awesome the slice material is and the different angles and cuts we can get. And that's it. Super easy. Hope you guys found this useful. If you did, hit that like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.